If you're in a relationship with somebody that you think you want to break up with, but you're not sure, try it on and see how you feel about it. Welcome to my Broken to Brave podcast. I'm Donna Barnes. Breaking up with someone is never easy. And especially if you've been together for a little while, or you know that your partner's crazy about you, and maybe you're not as crazy about them, which I think is common. And it can throw off the balance of a relationship. If your partner is more into it than you are, I think that does frequently cause you to be uncomfortable. I know that has happened for me. But you don't have to completely end the relationship yet. I highly recommend that you take a step back a little bit and start creating space and see how you feel. I mean, ask your partner if you can just have a little bit of time to yourself. If you're working through something or you've got something going on, you could say, hey, look, I really am enjoying spending time with you, but I've just got a lot of stuff going on right now. I just kind of need to be by myself for a little bit. And try just seeing them. If you've been spending a lot of time together, then try seeing them once a week. Get together once a week, plan it in advance, and see how you feel about it. And if you start really missing your partner, and then when you see them, you're really excited to see them, maybe you don't really want to break up. Maybe you just need to take it slower and not spend as much time together to keep increasing the intimacy. Leave me your comments. I'd love to get into a conversation with you about it. Are you dating somebody that you feel like was moving too fast and you really want to slow it down and you think you want to break up, but you're not sure? Or have you ever had anybody do that to you? Were you dating somebody and they said they wanted to slow down? Unfortunately, timing has everything to do with the relationship. And all too often you rush in quickly when you meet somebody because it's really hard to meet somebody and you connect with somebody and then you start to want to spending all your time with each other. But then unfortunately, then that's why it usually burns out. If you started with somebody and you were seeing a lot of each other and now you feel like you want to get out, but there's so much about this person that you really like, try just hitting the pause button a little bit and taking a step back. And you can be honest about it. You could say, hey, look, I'm really enjoying getting to know you and spending time with you, but it's all a little bit too fast for me. Can we slow this down a little bit? It's an excellent way to really see if it's the person or just the quality of the relationship. Taking a step back and reducing how much time you spend together can really give you an idea of whether this person is actually right for you and that you really miss them while you're not with them, or if you feel like it's a relief that they're not in your life anymore, right? That you've now stepped it back and now you have to see them again and you're not really looking forward to seeing them again, then you've got your answer. You should break up with them. But especially too, if you meet somebody and you're distracted by somebody else, that your thoughts are on somebody else and you're not quite over somebody else, or you're still thinking about somebody else, you can't really see the person in front of you. But if there's a lot of things that you really like about that person, slow the pace. Slowing the pace is good for a whole lot of reasons, but it also gives you a chance to let your feelings catch up to the person that's in front of you. Because I always liken it to the Pepe Le Pew cat, right? There's always a little black cat that slides under the freshly painted white fence and gets a stripe, and then Pepe Le Pew thinks it's a skunk, and the cat's always just like, oh my God, I just need to get away, right? Which is why I liken it to the Pepe Le Pew cat. If that's how you're feeling in your relationship, and you just feel like you need to get away. You can take a step back without completely ending the relationship. Just slow it down. Slow and steady, I think, is a much better way to really get to know somebody. But if you're relieved if you slow it down, and then now when you do see the person, you feel like the Pepe Le Pew cat because they've missed you so much and they're so excited to see you, and you're just a little bit like, yeah, I'm not on that same page, then you probably are better off breaking up. Because let's face it, if it was a really good relationship, you should miss that person. And I've talked about this in another video. There was a guy that I had started dating, and I was crazy about somebody else that I was trying to let go of. And I could really recognize that the guy in front of me was a really good choice. He was very attractive. I was very attracted to him, and we had a lot in common. He was an athlete. He was a runner. I'm a runner. Like, there was a lot about this guy that I really liked. And I could fully recognize that if I wasn't still hung up on the other guy, I could really be into this guy. So I slowed it down a little bit. And I just recently made another video where I said, I drove to Philadelphia from New York for my birthday. And while I was driving back, I was thinking to myself, I miss him. Yeah, I really miss him. And honestly, he became one of the greatest loves of my life. So that's a little bit what I'm suggesting. Just slow it down. If you're not really ready for a relationship, or you're distracted by somebody else, or you just think someone else is still like kind of, maybe that one's not done yet, like the one that got away. But the one that got away and is not present in your life. So love the one you're with, right? I made another video about that. But moving too fast kills a lot of relationships because it creates all sorts of anxiety and it feels uncomfortable and you just feel like you need space, you need to get away from it. So rather than doing that, slow it down while you're still in the relationship and see how you feel about it. See how it makes you feel. Do you miss that person? Or do you feel really relieved that you're not with them anymore? And I think that'll give you a really good idea of if you should 100% break up, or if maybe you just need to slow the relationship down and that you're heading towards a really loving relationship. Timing has everything to do with finding the right person. Could this be the right person and it's just the wrong time? Then taking a step back, I think, is really smart so you don't blow it up and completely destroy it, because that can happen too. If you stay in a relationship that you're really kind of checked out of, the other person can be completely turned off to you. And down the line, you might really regret that. That's happened to me, I have to say. It takes me a little longer usually to really connect with somebody. So if you're feeling like you've met somebody terrific, but you're just not really connecting with them, take a step back and see how you feel about it. And if it feels better in a way that you still really enjoy getting together with this person and you have a great time when you're together and you enjoy their company, you just feel like it was too much, then slowing it down is the perfect solution to maybe making this a really good lasting relationship when the timing becomes better, or when you really deepen your emotional intimacy and have a real affinity. Because that's what it really takes, is when you really care about somebody, that's a really good loving relationship. But infatuation in the beginning blurs that line, and then it feels uncomfortable once you get to a certain point. So don't completely throw in the towel, right? Just take a step back to cool off a little bit and see how you feel. You might recognize that this really is a good person for you. Or, if you feel relieved that you've taken a step back, then I think that's a good indicator that it is time to get out of the relationship and find somebody that really makes you excited to see them. So like my video, if you will, and subscribe if you haven't. And I love your comments. Let me know what you think if you've had these kind of relationships. And I look forward to seeing you in my next episode. Thanks for watching.